Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. It's Kate here. So this is the second part of the tag video that went up the other day. It was supposed to be a one video all on its own, and I had some technical difficulties, which I think, touch wood, I've now sorted. So it's turned into a two-parter. The only slight issue I foresee is it's the 31st of October, which means it's Halloween, which means trick-or-treaters are around. And my dogs go absolutely berserk if anyone knocks on the front door after dark. Add to the mix, I've got a sleeping baby upstairs. This could be a recipe for disaster, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm going to take the positive of the fact that I had technical difficulties the other day. This one that I started at the beginning of the last video is now absolutely dry, so I'm going to do this one first. So just as a quick reminder, to do this tag, what I did was I put a couple of drops of acrylic paint onto my board and then just turned this upside down and smushed. I think that's a brilliant word, smush. Oh, it's brilliant. So it's been left to dry and now I can carry on. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick a stamp, and this is a bit of an unconventional colour for a Christmas tag, but I think it really works. It's kind of flame effect, I quite like it. And I think I'm going to use the Christmas tree from this stamp set here. I'll link as much as I can below and also on my blog. This was from a magazine last Christmas. Whether you can still get this or not, I don't know. But you can use any stamp you want. So I'm going to position this right in the middle of the tag. Then I'm going to bring my stamping platform in. And I'm going to be stamping this in VersaFine ink for the embossing. Okay, before I do anything else, I just want to bring my embossing buddy in, because I don't want the embossing powder sticking anywhere except on the tree. So I am just going to rub over that really quick. Okay. It's kind of roughly there. Get my ink. Now when I did this one before, I got a really cool 3D kind of effect by doing this technique. So we'll see if it works again, or whether it was just kind of first time's a charm kind of thing. I don't know if you can see that, but that has stamped really nicely. So I'm going to use clear embossing powder on this one. This is by the Stamp Warehouse. So what I've done there is stamped the image in VersaFine mark, melted the embossing powder, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a dark ink, but I don't want it to be black, so I'm going to try Gathered Twigs. Just going to grab my blending brushes. And now all I'm going to do is rub over the top of the tree image, and it should start popping. This reminds me of, I don't know if any of you had it when you were small, there was like this kids book you can get, and as you scribbled over the top of the image with a pencil, it revealed the image below, and it always I loved those books. It was mesmerising, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, and it kind of looks quite holographic, I think. Kind of like a hologram tag. So cool. Look at this. Let's just bend that back a bit. Look how cool. I mean, it's not your traditional tag in any shape, form or fashion, but I think that's really cool. And the flame effect is still showing through underneath. So that is that one. And now what I think we'd do is a really cool blending technique. The next technique I want to do is this one, which is where you blend 3 different colours, embossing clear, and then go over the top in a black ink. So I've picked out some really unconventional Christmas colours because I want really bright colours. I've gone with candied apple, I'm going with carved pumpkin, and I'm going with mermaid lagoon. I'm also going to be using the Christmas stocking from the stamp set I used earlier with the Christmas tree. So let's have a go with this one. It's got 3 different size blending brushes. Right, so that's the blended background. Doesn't matter that there is lines. I actually want some lines because then it's really going to make the image pop. So I'm now going to, first of all, I'm probably going to dry this off with a heat tool first. Then I'm going to go over it with the embossing buddy. Then I'm going to stamp some images, use the clear embossing powder, and set that, and then I'll come back to normal speed. So the last thing I need to do now is bring in some black ink, a tool, and really load this up well. And then I'm just going to blend over the whole of the image with the black ink. I mean, this looks kind of cool now. It's a shame I've got the splodge down there, but I might cover that over with something nearer the time. But I mean, it looks sort of cool now. But when it really pops, when this black goes down, this looks really, really lovely. And just look at that. the colours really come through nicely. They really shine through. So you can see the blue, you can see the yellow going into orange, you can see the red. I mean, it's just beautiful. So that's that technique. And obviously you can use as many colours as you want. Really play with your colours, see what works for you. And there's just one more tag to show you. The last technique I want to show you is it's another resist. Basically, I'm going to be using these stamps from Gingerbread Village because I think they're so cute. Look at them, they're just adorable. What I'm going to do first of all is just lay down a base colour on the card. So I'm going to use Wild Honey as my base layer. Right, so that's covered the whole card in Wild Honey. What I'm going to do really quickly now is use the heat tool to dry this off. Then I'm going to use the embossing buddy just to give it a quick dusting. So now I'm going to choose my stamps. I think I'm going to use the Gingerbread house because Wild Honey does remind me a little bit of gingerbread colour. Let's just pop this on here. Going to use the VersaFine mark again. Lovely. And again, I will use clear embossing powder for this technique. And there you have it. The gingerbread house has stayed in the Wild Honey colour, and it's created a really lovely effect with the green background. There's just one more tip I wanted to share really quickly before I go. I don't have a punch or a die small enough to cut the small hole in the top of the tag. So what I did, I got a little piece of foam and then I put the tag on top, and then what I'm using my first edition die release tool. This is an absolutely fabulous piece of kit. I have done a video on it before. All I'm going to do is use it to make a hole in the card. And then I'm just going to slide it up so it goes both ways and just give it a bit of a wiggle. You've got to love a wiggle. Just to make the hole to the size that I want. So that's a good size. I've already pre-cut a piece of ribbon, so I'm just going to fold that over. And then pass that through. And again, I'm going to use the sharp end to help me get that through the hole. And then you can just tie off your tag. go. And there you have it. Some absolutely beautiful tags that can be used on gift wrapping, presents, or even just cards. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties and the fact that it went over 2 parts. Hopefully from now on we will have just the 1-parters that I'm thinking we need. So I will see you very soon. If you could give me a thumbs up, I'd absolutely love that. Please do subscribe to my channel, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that when I upload videos you get notifications first. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.